not sure why, but I'm feeling like nervous, excited to talk to you guys about this new moon in Taurus that is meeting us on May 16th. Oh, like deep breaths. I've been like sitting here like, whew, okay, this is a moment that we're going to be talking about and breaking down in the entirety of this video. So stick around for deeper insight on that. Some things that are coming up is with this new moon in Taurus, I'm hosting a gathering. So if this video does resonate with you and you want to dive deeper into the energy and be led by me in a deeper container, you can RSVP down below. If that's not a space for you, come join the Discord community. We have a lot of events going on this month, and I just am like, I'm wanting to invite people in more, and we've just had a new influx of many people joining, so come join. We've got a lot going on. I'd love to have you guys there, and if this is the first video that you're seeing of mine, hi. Hello. I'm Izzy. I go by Astremia here, and you may know me from my other account, 8th House Mercury, where I do channeled messages. Now, my astrology has taken a different form, different route. I am an evolutionary astrologer, but with that thread as well, my channeling abilities and astrology just go hand in hand. I'm just surrendering to what is occurring with my gifts and how they're unfolding. So thank you to everybody who has been joining me on this journey. The best way you can support me, if you feel called to, is liking, subscribing, following, what are all the words? I don't know. Content creation's a weird thing, but you could comment, you could join the Discord, you can subscribe to my newsletter. I'm going to be writing a deeper dive on this new moon and breaking it down for your rising signs if you're interested in a more personalized deep dive of this new moon. Keep wanting to say full moon. I don't really edit my videos either because it's just me. I'm running the show here, and I just don't want to edit the video. Okay, guys. So let's dive in. Okay, let's bring it to the basics. I always like to start us there and just like really bring it down to a new moon. A new moon is when the sun and the moon are conjunct. I'm going to put the chart up over here. You can see that they are at the same degree, 25 degrees. And there's an interesting thing happening where they're like the sun is at the latest degrees, like 55 minutes of 25 degrees and 55 minutes when I'm looking at it here, and it's going to shift to 26 degrees, and the moon is too. So they're like moving together from 25 to 26, which is already an interesting flavor. But when we look at the new moon, it is when the moon is conjunct the sun, which means we can't see it because they're next to each other, hence there being no light at night. And what this moment is our sun. It's our ego identity. It's the part of us that wants to shine the brightest. And the moon is our unconscious reactive habit patterns. And so it's bringing the moon to the space of conscious expression, and it's bringing it to a deeper like understanding. It's like really subconscious mind meeting conscious mind, and like really just getting a moment to like come together and like be on the same page. And so new moons are all about setting new intentions, really like laying the groundwork for the next 28 days. That's the next lunar cycle. And this is a very potent new moon, very potent for like planting long-term seeds, long-term vision, tending to the garden of your mind, your heart, and your soul. And I'm very excited, though we have a lot of other things happening for this new moon. And I could isolate this and just keep it about the new moon, but you know me, I want to give us a broader context of what's going on, because just a few days prior to this new moon, on the 14th, Mercury was conjunct the sun, which is a Mercury Cazimi. So we had a moment that happened where we got some deeper mental insight towards this Taurus energy. Let's break down Taurus. Taurus is the first experience of having the body. So we have Aries, which is the self, and then we move into, oh, the soul is in a body. Okay, what does it mean to be embodied? That's what Taurus teaches us. It's kind of this toddler-like energy where you're kind of learning how to operate this flesh suit for the first time. So, it's a little fumbly. It's a little bit stubborn. You'll want what you want. Very oriented towards the five senses and very tactile. And so there's something with this new moon and with the Mercury Cazimi that happened a couple days prior It's really bringing us into body-based wisdom. And if you read my newsletter, you already know how I feel about this, but I'm going to talk about it here. As your resident Taurus sun, if you couldn't tell by all my accoutrements back here, I have a little bit of a qualm with spirituality because it's always like trying to pull us from the vessel and ascend into the 57th dimension. And I'm here to tell you that we're meant to be in bodies. You know what it's like to be a spirit without form. That is easy, actually. To be in a body is to have like these physical limitations. So it kind of adds a little bit more fun to the game. Like if we didn't have limiters, it's boring. We have to like work towards things. And that's going to come into this conversation with this new moon, because we are being faced, I'm already just going to dive into it. We're being faced with the wound of instant gratification. And I say that because Mars and Chiron are conjunct on this same day. Now, we've had Chiron in the sign of Aries since 2018. We've been really sitting with this identity wound of like, who am I? I'm still figuring that out. And then Mars meets Chiron and kind of brings this sort of like, well, we got to perform. We've got to like produce something. And it's productions for production's sake. And when you're producing things without vision, it means nothing, right? We're all sitting with this sort of feeling of my worth equals what I produce. And that is the bigger society piece that we're all addressing here of, can you just build slowly? Like, you don't have to have instant results, but we live in a world that tells you, here's a quick fix. Here's how to save yourself. Here is a little pill that will make you happy. Here's this distraction, this momentary dopamine hit. Here, scroll on TikTok. Here's this, 5 seconds of that, 2 seconds of that. And it's intense. And I feel that we're really, really coming to terms with like, this is not sustainable. I feel like that Mercury Cazimi really kind of highlighted that for some of us at a deeper level. And so what I want to name with this new moon is we're really being invited into slowing down, right? Slowing down, meeting with the body. What does my body need? Think of your body as like you can't accomplish all the things that you want to in the mental space if your vessel isn't on board with you. It's kind of like trying to drive a car and you didn't put any gasoline in it. So if you're not fully rested, if you're not recharged, if you're not fueling your body in a way that actually is creating energy, which, we call those like calories, right? The calories are the energy. I don't know food science, but I'm bringing that in because we're talking about the body here, and the body needs energy to operate. Okay. And so we get energy by eating and sleeping and taking care of ourselves. Okay. That's really coming into our awareness with this new moon. And to take it a layer deeper, we're going to go deeper, as you guys know. This new moon is in the third decan of Taurus, which is ruled by the Seven of Pentacles. All right. So the Seven of Pentacles, we see this man standing here literally tending to his garden. He's looking at all his pentacles. He's got this tool that he's holding. I don't know what it specifically is. If you know, comment. But he's holding this tool and like appreciating the work that he's done, right? And that he's got 7 pentacles. That's one more than 6. Beautiful. And so there really is this sort of deepening into committing to consistency, right? I always, like, if I could go back to Izzy 6 years ago and tell her, like, just keep, like, up with the consistency, I'd be at a whole different point, in which, I'm not ashamed of like my progress or anything like that. But there really is this sort of energy of like, if you want the thing, you need to be dedicated and consistent to achieve said thing. We live in a society, Mars Chiron in Aries conjunct, that is literally force feeding us quick fixes and dopamine hits. And so we're really being faced with that like productivity wound, right? We live in a society that is now presently operating on the masculine clock, which is a like solar clock, which it's like you need to have something each day that you're producing. And especially for my feminines, if your natural rhythm is aligned with the moon, that productivity looks vastly different. And so that like need to like match that energy level is really hard. And even for my masculines, I know like we're all up against what I would call the perfect person. We all have this ideal that we've brought up in our mind that we're being confronted with and realizing like, why do I want to live up to that standard? Where did that standard come from? Where is that value stemming from? Because this new moon in Taurus is really asking us to redefine where we align our values with for ourselves. This is like really assessing and evaluating what you want to really build, right? This Taurus is the first earth sign. So this really is this like deeper personal experience of like, what do I desire? What are my needs? Not Virgo or Capricorn, which is more external and more interpersonal and transpersonal. This is personal. This is a personal new moon. Of course, you can always take it a layer deeper by looking which house does Taurus rule for you. That is something that you can dive deeper into. You could read it on my newsletter if you want, or even I'm going to encourage you to do some astrology research. Which house is it falling in for you? 25 degrees, 26 degrees of Taurus. Okay. To continue about this like theme of the Seven of Pentacles, right? Like I want you to there's two threads with this of like having gratitude for what you've accumulated thus far. I feel like some of you guys are not celebrating yourself enough. Okay? And this song, I literally have the lyrics up off to the side cuz this song randomly shuffled into my music a few days ago, and it's been my anthem. And I was like, oh my God, this is literally like this new moon in Taurus's energy, which is Lifeboat by Ray. Okay. I'll put the Spotify link down below, but literally the song is like, all the lyrics is, I'm not giving up yet. I'm not giving up yet. You know, and some of the lyrics are some phrases here. It says, many people have pains in their lives. They've been disappointed, so broken, almost lost the desire to even live, been rejected many times, been disappointed many times, been failed many times. Whether you're going through darkness, there's a future, there's a way forward, there's hope. And then it drops into the music. I don't know how I'll do it. I'm not giving up yet. I'm not giving up yet. And like, I really feel that because it's sort of the frequency of like when you plant seeds, right? Literally like when you're gardening and you put them beneath the surface, you don't know what's going on beneath the surface. And I feel like there's a lot of stuff, especially with that previous full moon in Scorpio, that's been shaken up, that's been released, that's been like removed and like moving forward. This is, guys, I want you to have some deep grace with yourself. And this is a whole nother layer. Like I have all my notes that I wrote out here because it just was kind of channeling at this point. We are in uncharted territory at an astrological level. Pluto is the only planet retrograde right now. And so we're getting a taste of what that feels like on its own, which has been very interesting. Those of you in my inner circle, we've been talking about this. If you want to join the inner circle, it's a closed community of individuals that want to be held by me more deeply. So you can pop in there if you want to. Now, we have Saturn and Neptune in Aries. We went through this crazy birth portal at the start of this year. If you recall the eclipses that were happening in March, February, March, and we've literally have like birthed a new self, and you're sitting here looking at yourself being like, well, you're not a whole thing yet. The project I've been working on, it's not finished, or it didn't produce the results that I thought it was going to. Do not give up. And it makes me think of things that I would say to students of mine, or like little phrases. I think this is a Montessori phrase, if I'm correct, which it's fail forward, because like failure means you're one step closer to success, right? If you give up, then you literally have no chances. If you're like, well, I failed, I'm not going to do it again. Come on, guys. And I really want to bring in this next layer, which is the fact that this third decan of Taurus is ruled by Saturn. I've been really deepening into Saturn's lessons in Aries, and it really is, it's beautiful. For my Saturn and Aries folks, this is going to be something that's a really fun to learn, which it's really this energy of like, slow and steady wins the race. Saturn is pulling the reins on this Mars and Aries right now and saying, whoa, it's like a wild stallion. I'm thinking of the movie Spirit. It's like, this guy's got to calm down. Like, we got to like tame him, right? And kind of, I'm going to be real with the Saturn and Neptune energy in Aries. We're really settling into this new identity and what it's like for us all to be in this collective sphere of the newness of Aries, the newness of your identity. And so deepening into this layer of Saturn in Aries, this is consistency. This is understanding that like, you do not want to burn yourself out. You are of no use to the whole if you're just like starting fire after fire after fire and not being able to maintain those, right? They just go out. They just go out. So you're building up your devotion, building up your endurance to last a lot longer. And so, yes, of course, things are going to take a lot longer, but perseverance is going to pay off. And this new moon in Taurus is really inviting you to like deepen into the physical experience of enjoying things slowly. It's funny, some things that are coming to mind to me is like, put the distractions away, my iPad kids. Sit with your food and really enjoy it. Each bite, taste it, be present with it. If you're listening to music, don't have 50 different things. It's like, you know, Beethoven in one ear and then like a Joe Rogan podcast in the other. Like, just be with something 100% present. Okay. And I feel like this is you with you. This new moon really invites us into looking at these like hyper vigilant, but hyper productive parts of us, our overachiever part, our hyper independent part, where it's like, I got to do it alone. I got to produce, I got to create, I got to, and this is a phrase I love, like shoulding all over yourself. Like, stop. Like, I should do this. I should do that. I should. Back to basics. Okay. Slow and steady progress. This is setting realistic goals. And that's what Taurus really invites us into recognizing is, especially with all this Gemini stuff, it's a lot right now. And we're going to be shifting into that. So I'm really inviting you guys to like use this new moon to deeply, deeply ground into a solid foundation and really like get in the body, be in the body, because we're about to get launched the following week. And where I was going with that thread of thought is, how are you taking care of your body? How are you meeting your body? How are you nourishing yourself? And nourishment doesn't just mean food. It means the content you consume. It means the people you're around. It means the environments that you're in and frequenting. Like, this is really, really important for you to notice. Are you just always depleted? Because then, of course, you can't produce anything. So there's a lot of like pouring back into the self, especially with Jupiter in Cancer still. But additionally, like, this is having, again, like realistic goals. I said this to a client where it's like, don't set yourself up for failure, right? If you know that I can't make my bed each morning because it just is, I have too much going on, then don't say to yourself, I'm going to make my bed every morning. Have realistic goals. If it's like, I'm going to make my bed every other day. whatever that is for you. Or it's, every other day, I'm going to make it a gallon of water a day, right? So you're knowing yourself. That's what we're really deepening into. And then noticing the things that didn't work because they weren't actually aligned with what is authentic to you and this new version of you that's still really like fresh out of the, I just heard the lyric from Glass Animals, an icky gooey womb. If you know the song Gooey, okay. Now, this is your effort paying off. This moment here with this new moon is like really inviting us into like when you catch yourself being hard on yourself, because that Chiron moon with Mars right now is really, it's intense. When you catch yourself being hard on yourself, name it, witness it, love it, and release it. Okay. And then again, pulling in that thread of Saturn and Aries to really wrap up this video. This is a long-term thing. Saturn and Aries is really having us realize that this identity that we really want to like enter the world as, like insert new Instagram handle or whatever it is, whatever persona that feels just like it's so deep in you and you're like, I want to be seen as this. You're still learning how to embody it. And Saturn in general is that authority figure that says, hey, if you want a fire to last you through winter, you need to start chopping wood now. So those little things build momentum. If you want a six-figure business, six-figure, seven-figure, eight-figure business by a certain time, have you started now? And I'm bringing in the money tone because Taurus loves money. Hi, I love money. And money loves me, okay? It's all an energetic exchange. And so that's where you're really, this new moon's inviting you into understanding your capacity to hold abundance, to hold more, to notice where you might negate having more things or push it away because it's too much or you feel you're too much. We're sitting with that with this new moon. Okay. And I cannot wait to sit with my inner circle and like really lead you guys through cultivating this and what this looks like at a deeply somatic level. We're going to dive deep. So for those of you who are interested in joining us, you can grab an individual seat and join us, or you are more than welcome to actually join the inner circle. We have limited seats for the monthly membership because that's how I'm doing it. So yeah. All right, you guys, thank you so much. If this video resonated with you, if you're feeling into this, if you're deepening into this Taurus new moon, the best way that you can affirm that is liking, sharing, commenting, doing all those things. And I love you so much. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.